Congrats, guys! Hey, guy, with the trophy! With the trophy!
Yeah, right there. Whoa, touch this.
Nah, you're the man, bro. Congratulations, Lord.
Bring it on this side, guys.
I'm proud of you, man.
Where you're at here.
I know, bro.
Yes? Even in that little spot.
Yes, man.
Great things can happen. Does that make sense?
It does, man. It does.
Real talk.
Thank you,
A lot of times we'll get these self-destructive programs, a warped sense of logic, confusion, anger, turned inward, become things that we call depression. Sometimes it's really up to you to become your own remedy. I believe that when you decide to recognize your personal power, then the way you use it is up to you. Go play your music. Go do the things that make you feel good and make you remember what's important to you. Go to the gym, seek exercise, talk to a friend, find that voice that speaks to your spiritual renewal. A person will see a person working out in the gym and they'll think they know what it is. They'll think this is physical. What's up, man? How big are your arms? How much can you bench? To look at my muscles or to see how I think, to find out the things that I think about. They may be the thing that I found to help me make my way through some of those depressive moments. Real talk will happen. If you live long enough, you'll find out what I mean. Sometimes a part of the training isn't about just going to the gym and moving weight. Oh, I could do 8 pull-ups. I can do 20 pull-ups in one clip. But I have no back, no body of work to show for what I'm doing. Because the truth is, there is a body of work that's there. The absent body of developed muscle is indicative of the absence of mind that is placed in the exercise that you're doing. That makes sense? Yeah. Think this is easy? No, it's not easy. I'm in a foreign country, I don't speak the language. All I have is my dream. Cameras everywhere. You think it's easy? I don't care what I'm trying to do. They don't care what my dreams are. Let's go. This is not uncomfortable yet. Real talk. If you want to make half as an accomplished champion, as some of the larger dreams you have in your mind, you're going to need to be able to work harder. You're going to need to want to work harder. So this ain't time for that. This is time for you to reach deep down inside and pull out your best. Knock this shit out. Real talk. Don't look weak. It's too early to be weak now. You're just getting started. You ain't even get started yet. Too early to be tired. You ain't been inconvenienced yet. The struggle hasn't even begun. So it's too early to be that broken. Get it together. Yes? Respect.
Kai, tell me, what does that mean to you, this victory?
It means everything. It means everything. It means you were right. It means they were right. It means that the people that didn't believe, they were wrong. It means that when you don't believe, you do yourself a disservice because it is wrong. So you got to believe. You got to believe in what you want to do. You got to believe in what you want to get accomplished and believe that somehow, somewhere within yourself and in the universe around you, there are tools and resources that will be of aid and help the man that really wants to get it done. Until you try to put 805 pounds on your back and squat down to the floor, then you'll realize, yo, I really there's something else that has to be motivating me to do that, because there's no way I can do that and say I'm a nice guy. I might be a nasty motherfucker behind the scenes, and I might be ready to really be able to call on that when I need to, and that's what makes me proficient at my job. Should it be being a linebacker, or should it make me a good cop, or would it make me, a good athlete right now? I think there's a psychological profile that I think, if you really explore it, it probably would alarm people to think about, who this guy must really be. Because you cannot be just a very simple person to explain, a simple person to understand, with that kind of ability. You know how you feel, and sometimes your feelings will betray you. to improve, you have to be able to push yourself. But it's a very delicate line between when you're pushing yourself to advance and when you're pushing yourself towards the potential of an injury. I'm sharing with you how I think, particularly now when we're about to do this set. I can't think about injuries, I can't think about, I have to try to stay 3 steps ahead of that. And what I'm explaining to you is what my thought process is now as I get ready to do this next set.
You know what? I feel very, very honored. I feel honored, but more importantly, I feel validated, and rightly so. The truth is, we can work really, really hard, and sometimes we can work with the question. You know, but a moment like this means everything because we have now answers to the question. Truth. Truth. The truth is, if you work hard, you can achieve your goal. Truth. It's not a question anymore. You know what I mean? A moment like this proves it. When you had the question, man, I'm doing this cardio in the morning, is it worth it? Man, I'm doing these deadlifts today, I feel tired, is it going to be worth it? Man, you know what, I got to go to the gym and train today after I've had an entirely difficult work day. Man, I've got these other challenges that are pulling on me, pulling on my concentration. You know what, is this extra effort worth it? Fast forward, stand here in this moment. What does it feel like? It feels like yes.
But if I say it, people may respond and hear it differently. Like, oh, what, you think you're better than me? So I can't say it like that, like the normal person. The normal person, it'll be just enough to say it with their mouth. You gotta think that and let your actions speak for you. Your actions become the product of. So winning 3 honors back to back is the product of thinking rightly and working in accordance with those thoughts. I can do, I am capable, I will. Those things you can't say with your mouth, because to say it with your mouth is not enough. And when people hear it, they'll hear it wrong. You'll sound arrogant, you'll sound cocky, you'll sound like something that people will sooner want to see defeated and fall and fail. You don't want to inspire that. So you gotta kind of turn that inward. You gotta think it and work towards it, but stay, keep it to yourself. Pay attention, because there's power in this. This is not entertainment. Don't let your concentration break down, because that is the power of the bodybuilder. That's what makes the bodybuilder different from any other athlete on the planet. You're using your thoughts and channeling them to make muscles work.
A lot of times people are under the misconception that you have to wait until you're perfectly healthy all the time before you can try to train regularly. Believe it or not, those guys that break the records in the NFL, even the NBA, star performing athletes that go on and do things that are incredibly groundbreaking, that are achieving great things, aren't waiting for the time when everything feels good. So sometimes what happens is you have to work through an injury. I'm not trying to talk about re-injuring yourself, but I am talking about finding a place that is comfortable and not letting yourself off the hook, pushing yourself through. It's not what you do when you're dealing with an obstacle. It's what you do despite the obstacles that will make the world of difference. Stage, trying to keep these dreams real and alive, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody kill your dream. Don't get it twisted. Don't let these liars lie to you, these fakers. The truth is, nobody can kill your dream but you. You know? You can change objectives, you can expand your vision, but whatever you do, don't let your dream die. And if your dream is about stepping to a larger stage and being bigger and badder than others may want to let you be, and that's alright. Do it. Dream big dreams. Do big things. Thoughts become things. You know, a lot of times we can get lost considering a lot of things that aren't important, you know. But one of the things I think is the really big benefit of being able to exercise is those feel-good properties that are released in the way of good biochemistry hormones, you know, help us feel good and actually connect us to the healing and therapeutic part of exercise. What I want you most to walk away with is the idea of, well, what can I do? What am I doing with my life? Am I living it, or am I just, going to some humdrum job that I don't really want to be at? Doing some minuscule task
getting paid to be a mindless drone? You know, or am I out there living life on my terms, the way I want to live it, doing the things that I want to do? Make no mistake about it, as hard as this is, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. You know, and some people can make fun of it. They can crack jokes, they can sit back and analyze and, you know, criticize and make all the fun they want. But I'm living my life. I'm doing it. What are you?
I was up in the gym on my own. I was just watching your videos, so you know,
that's what's up, man.
You inspired me, man.
You want to be encouraging. A lot of times people say inspiring, but I don't think that's the aim. Like, I guess the goal is really not to be inspiring, as much as it is to be encouraging, because it's a very important part of that whole equation that is you, and the power that is yours. The only reason why that even ignites anything is because of things that you want to do that means something to you. An example of what it looks like for me to try to do what's important to me, you know, and if in any way there's something that we have in common, to want to do something to stand and increase and go in that direction, then there's something there then that is encouraging for you to recognize your own power and go and get moving in that direction. That's important to you. When you see everything around you, all the lights and all the people and the big muscles and everything, that right now you're in a place where you're developing the most important muscle that you can ever develop. The most fascinating light show that will ever exist is the one that is right in your mind. That makes sense? And you develop that, listen to the parents, listen to them, because they're going to help you learn how to grow up and become bigger and stronger than anybody here. Yes?
Thank you so much.
I can do great things.
I will do great things.
I will do great things.
I will do great things.
I believe I can do all things.
I believe I can do all things.
Well, you know what it does is it now sets a standard for a lot of people to ask the question of what limitation. You presented a very new question that is really, really big. I mean, you probably haven't had to consider this in as vivid dimension as we now have to, because you exist. So much muscle, you know, so much ability and classic lines. I mean, the truth is, you brought a very pretty package, well-conditioned, even muscle distribution that now speaks volumes, and it causes people now to question, what can a 212 guy do against a open men's? Should we even have that all together? I don't know, but now we're able to have that question because somebody like you was able to come up, step in there and show the goods. So congratulations to you for doing that. The next time you do this, the next day, 2 days from now, it'll be a lot easier. And then by the time you get on stage, it'll look like you've been doing it forever. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the difference between the guy that looks like he's going to place first, second, third, and fourth. Well, how did this guy, all of them look very muscular, all of them look really good, all of them look like they died in their condition. But what is the little things? The devil is in the detail. The devil is in the discipline. When you do these little exercises that we're talking about right now, that's how you say you want this. And that's how you end up putting one thing and another step together to ultimately become these strings, consistent strings of action that add up to be the reason why you're awarded top honors over somebody else that hasn't done that work. Does that make sense? When I was a younger teenage bodybuilder, this guy was already at the top of his routine, doing things, traveling around the world. One thing that I understood when I saw that was an example of something that I really thought I liked to do, and it made me think about what is it that I can do to help me advance in the direction of creating that for myself. You can use that to do that with anything that you want to accomplish in your life. More than just, you know, be excited about whether you can get this guy's signature or you can buy this product or whatever. Understand is that they represent an example of an idea that in truth you could turn around and create for yourself the same way that you see them do it. Working, thinking, believing in a specific way can produce the right actions that can create the right possibility when you talk about stepping into your own greatness. Don't be scared. All right.
all right. It's all right, man. Look at that.
If there's anything that should be more motivating to you, it should be the thought of limitless possibility that you represent. There is no one that's going to be any more influential in your life than the man that you see in the mirror. And the fact that you can understand that now and make that information your own right now at 18 years old will put you ahead of the game. That's really what you're working to discover right now. When you start exercising and training and getting ready for the bodybuilding competitions and those things, a lot of times we think it's the trophies, we think it's the stage. The truth is, what this is a vehicle to help you understand how powerful you really are and how much in the driving seat you are when it comes to mapping out the scheduled plan for your life. All of the successful opportunities that you represent every day, you see realized not only on the stage, but now when you step into your approach to each day going forward, you're writing the story that will become the picture of your life.
All my life, I can recall after going past a certain point and, having training partners and going to the gym with friends and, still finding yourself alone and not quite understanding what that is. A lot of people start out saying, yeah, man, we're going to work out together, we're going to be training partners, we're going to be great, we're going to do it, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And then not too long after the real stuff sets in, oh snap, I got to do this alone. It is a personal journey. I used to think, well, man, I heard so many people talk about, dude, you overtraining. Dude, that's ridiculous. Dude, 45 minutes to do abs, 45 minutes to do this. Man, that's 3-4 hours in the gym. That's overtraining. It's wrong. It's the wrong way to go. Only to find out, though, that at that time that I was doing those things, I found myself increasing in my ability to be successful as an athlete and getting on stage and showing the goods. So there was proof in the power of my product, at least for me, that I was going in the right direction.
You were the first person I ever saw on social media, first bodybuilder, first anything, man. And I was like, at the time I was probably 14 years old, probably 50 pounds overweight for my age, man. I saw your videos, man. I was like, man, if this guy can do it.
But that's the message with everyone that you see accomplish things and overcome challenges. Anything that you develop becomes a testimony to the fact that it can be done. Everyone is an example of something. We are given the opportunity to decide what ideas are you going to use to represent who we want to be, not who we are, but who we want to be. That becomes demonstrated by the choices we make. So we're in the driver's seat every day, and that's why you have to know that you have value. Your story is worth being told, and you're writing that every day.
First question, are you finished competing? I'm going to say this in this way. I don't think you have to compete. I think what you have to do is decide to win. Now, when I see that, there are many different ways of looking at how a man can win, but because I believe that the idea of the competition, the more I understand as I have now progressed from my very beginning as a teenage bodybuilder to now being a mature man, I now feel that I've really discovered the idea that there's no point to compete. And I do myself a disservice if I believe myself to be a competitor. I think it's more important to recognize the creative power that I represent when I'm able to think about using my mind, focusing my concentration, and working towards the beautiful creation of something that represents my body's work.